Salutations, my lords and ladies. Yes, it is us. Yes, we are back at it again. Yes, we are back at it again. It is your beloved, awesome, completely in the know connoisseurs, movie connoisseurs coming back at ya. We got me, the connoisseur himself, Emmanuel. We also got Bada Boom.
Master of Cinema. It's me, Machi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on today, my dear viewers, we are going over a movie that has come out for this week, and it was amazing, a tearjerker. We're talking about The Long Walk, a short story by Stephen King himself, and it was just simply amazing. If you haven't seen the movie yet, go see the movie. Truthfully, go see the movie, hands down. If you're writing it off because it's literally just a whole bunch of people walking, it is not just that. It is so much more on so many levels. But we're gonna go into that. But if you haven't seen the movie yet, go see it. Come back to us because spoiler warning, spoilers ahead. If you've known us, you know how it is. But let's get after it. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Machi, my boy, my dog, my movie duo himself. What is good? So first things first, gotta ask you, bro. How are we feeling about the long walk? What's the like? What rate we're giving it? Like how? What was your from initial thoughts going in to initial thoughts going out? How did you feel about it?
So I was really unsure about this, right? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
the trailer was a lot away about what kind of the premises that we're just going to be taking a walk with these characters. There's only going to be like one winner. It's like a survival game kind of situation, right? So it's like, obviously, when you're coming into us, you're thinking, why are they doing this? What is the point of doing this sort of, death game,
Yeah.
right? Then when you get into the movie, it starts revealing that to you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really what the most interesting thing is. It's not so much the death game that is interesting, right? It's a very simple death game.
Yeah.
It's a very simple premise. You walk for a certain speed for until one person's left. That's not super interesting. It's a very simple kind of baseline. Then the movie does a real good job of just telling you why everyone is doing this and engaging in this activity.
Yeah.
That was really great. So honestly, I'd give it a 10.
Okay. A 10 out of 10. All right. All right. Then I would say for this moment forward, my dear viewers, this is our very first 10 out of 10 movie because I also would give The Long Walk a 10 out of 10. It was absolutely way better than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect to be at the edge of my seat, but I was at the edge of my seat, my dear viewers. I was like, just watching the way in which all the characters just grow together as they're doing this long walk, seeing that brotherhood, seeing the interactions, seeing the drama, seeing like the just the deaths and just the pure like chaos that is the long walk. It was just beautiful. I almost teared up sometimes with viewers. I will not lie to you on that. Like I almost teared up. I will not cap because it was just beautiful. Just everything about it. Everything about it. 10 out of 10 movie. Highly recommend. But okay, for starters, let's go into hands down favorite character. Who was your favorite character hands down and why?
Uh, I would have to say, right? Because obviously the main two characters are very great actors, right?
Yes.
And they're really what's pulling along this movie throughout and throughout. And that was really great. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to go to McGreaves, Peter McGreaves, played by
Okay.
David Johnson for me.
Yes,
That was really good.
yes. The legend himself from like right now, because like the last movie he was in wasn't that Romulus, Alien Romulus?
Alien
That
Rom-
was yeah, that was the last movie he was in, bro. And that he did a bomb with that. But this movie, he's winning an award. There's no way he's not winning an Oscar or an Emmy. There's no way. He has to at least win something for like the next award shows coming up, bro. He has to, cause he literally like he was I don't know if like the writers intentionally wrote it around him because I mean Ray Garrity Garrity, I think that's how you say his last name, or Kufra
Mhm.
Hoffman, that's the actor's name, right? He is the main character, he's who we start off with, but I swear, it's like the entire universe comes around David Johnson's character as Peter McGreaves that just like blows my mind. Like he is the soul, he is the lifeblood, he's the breath of life to this long walk. And without him, I feel like this movie might have faltered because there was no way that Ray could have been able to give that kind of motivation, be that kind of leader the way that Peter was. Like it's like Ray was kind of just like don't get me wrong, Ray was a leader in some cases. He was like the good to like he was like the good natured, like, you know, he like be there for people, look out for people. And Peter's kind of like the realist, like he's that cool leader, but he's also realist, and he knows at the end of the day he's just gonna do him, like no matter what. And like I love like the dynamic between the two of them, because like that real friendship that grows with, like, the best part of Long Walk is the friendship that grows between the two of them. Like you can agree or disagree with me, Mamanchi, but one of the best parts about this movie is the friendship that goes between the two of them. For me though, I would say my favorite character is in fact, yes, Peter, but also in some sense I also like Hank. I like Hank, Ben Wang's character, and the reason for
Really?
that, yeah, sorry, what?
Good.
Oh, the reason for
Good.
that is just because like I like his character for just how he. There's always that one character in these death games that seems to just like be the pro, or like who feels like he knows what he needs to do to get this done. Like he like he's done all the research. He's figured it out. He has the plan. Y'all don't have a plan. He has the plan. But I like that his character, like, going forward, he goes from less of that like know it all, like I got it, like I understand it, y'all don't understand it, I got it, to like he sees the reason why it matters to make friends in this, because he literally says beforehand he's not gonna make friends, but then like afterwards he literally makes friends and does the Musketeers with them. And just seeing his character grow throughout, and his death, like it just it and the way him screaming I did it wrong, like bro, it's just his character. I just loved his character. I loved his character. I like the changes he
Similar
had.
thing for me.
Yeah.
Similar thing for me. I like Arthur. I
Yeah.
liked Arthur.
Yeah.
Second pick. The Musketeers, their group, right?
Mhm.
It's so funny. They go, only three Musketeers, but there are four, and there are four of them. They're like, yeah, whatever. We're all the Musketeers then. Doesn't matter, right?
Mhm.
I liked their camaraderie throughout the movie, and I especially loved Arthur.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for him, especially because it's not like it was, oh, he stopped or anything. It was specifically that he had a hemorrhage in his
Yeah.
brain that took him out. I was so sad to see him just slowly
It
die in
wasn't
process.
fair. Yeah, it's like it's not fair either, because it's like it's out of his control. Like it's like a normal thing that happens, because that's like what Billy says, like literally Billy Stebbins, or Garrett Warren, the actor's character, he literally says like it's a normal thing that happens. Like it's a very common thing, like to have that kind of like hemorrhage kind of situation, like the bleeding in the nose. But at that point, like he was just out of it, like he couldn't, like he was losing so much blood, there was no way he was going to be able to just lock in and stay at it. And like
Yeah.
like he and I like the fact that it wasn't like he wasn't gonna act out or do anything. He was gonna go out on his terms, and I like that. Like he wasn't gonna die the way they wanted to. He was gonna go out on his terms and his terms alone. And even though his death was also sad, I do love the fact of like he told them, like told Ray and Peter, like don't watch me when I go. Don't watch them
Don't
kill
watch
me.
him.
Yeah, and I get that. I
Very
get
likely like
that.
they
Don't
did
give
it.
them the
Really.
satisfaction. Don't give them the satisfaction of
Not them,
like,
it's Sebastian. Give him the heartbreak. That's what you should not.
well,
Not
yeah,
do. You
true,
want
true,
towards the
true.
heartbreak watching him die, because
Yeah.
it was his whole goal from when he started, like when we first meet him, and they're like, "What do you hope to get on this journey?" And he says, "I hope to make friends here."
Yeah, because it was,
That's really
yeah.
interesting.
You just hope he could make a friend along the way, and that's what he did. He accomplished it. He did accomplish that. He
Make
made
friends.
friends along the way. Because it was like, because Ben was the first to die of the group, right? Then it was Pearson or Arthur, and then afterwards it was Ray. Ray was the last one to die, and that was whose death was the worst out of the three of them, bro. If I'm being honest, like
I have to say, Ben, he
yeah,
didn't go.
Ben's death was the worst, yeah. But like,
He didn't go
whose death hit harder for you? Because mine
Ray.
definitely. Ray's.
Yeah,
Like
Ray's death really hard for me. Yeah.
I thought Ray's death made sense. Like it didn't hit like I would it hit
Yeah.
it
Like
hit,
in a shocking sort of wow, this was the choice you made sort of thing. And even just the sadness that he was taken out by the same man that killed his father in
yeah,
the same exact way.
the
I was
major,
like, Dad,
yeah,
sorry that this is how you had to go
yeah.
in such a detestable way.
For me, I'm surprised you said Ray, because for me it would be more on the author capabilities of it. Just not being able to it was to me it was just the fact that like he didn't get to like because he could still go on. That's the thing, and that's like what gets me with that. He was still able to he could have kept going and all that, but it's the fact that he got taken out of something that's kind of out of his control, right? That kind of just got me like. And why I love his death at the same time, because it's just like him going out on his own terms and like him just adamantly being like I'm gonna do it, like it's okay, I'm done. They're like no, like no, I'm done, I'm going to go out on my terms, it's okay. And he tells them that. And it wasn't like the same thing like Ben's death. Like Ben's death was different. Ben's was like he had a plan but he did it wrong, and he had to suffer to die. He suffered. Like Arthur didn't have to suffer. So I guess Ben's would be technically the worst, but like the worst for me was definitely Arthur's death. That really made me sad to see that. It just like I'm glad he got to go out on his own terms, but it just wasn't fair. Like it was just that just wasn't fair. It was out of his control. Um, One thing. Okay, these are some of the big things I want to talk about when it goes to this movie now, though. For starters, hands down for starters. Initially, um, what did you think of everybody's wishes? Like hands down, because like Peter's wish had more to do with like, well, it was more just like he wanted to do something good with the money, right? He wanted to take his wish and use that to do some good, because he's had such a hard life, so he vowed to
Yeah.
himself that he was going to use his life to do good, to put good out there in the world when the world is full of bad. And I agree with that. Then you got Ray. His was centered around more of like a revenge type of wish. He wanted to. Yes, the money didn't really matter, because mainly he wanted to
Wanted to
just.
shake things
Yeah,
up,
he wanted to
but he
shake things
also
up.
wanted
Yeah,
revenge.
but truthfully, it was revenge. I mean,
Mhm.
because like it. Yes. He, like he said, he wanted to shake him up, but to me, it was more of like an excuse. In reality, the true thing he wanted was revenge. That's the end
Mhm.
all be all. He wanted revenge. Ben and Arthur and them, they really like, it was more like like everybody else was really money. Peter, it was more of like trying to do good in the world, and then Ray was for revenge, right? So like,
What is it? Billy's wish.
oh yeah, Billy's
He
was
wanted
to,
love.
yeah, he wanted to be, he
What he
wanted
really
to,
wanted, he wanted love.
he
He wanted
wanted no love, he
acceptance.
wanted a family, yeah, he wanted, yeah, that, okay, I forgot about that one, yeah, Billy, because he did not get to receive that love and acceptance, but yeah,
Hank, what was it? Hank's. I found he was the funniest. His wish was the funniest. Actually, when it comes to it, it really shows that he really doesn't want the wish. The wish doesn't really matter to Hank. What
yeah,
really mattered to Hank was the money. It's most likely because even though we find out later, right?
he had a wife,
He,
yeah,
he had a wife, right? So that wish of I want 10 naked ladies is like, yeah, Billy, he doesn't need it, right?
yeah,
He's for it,
he
right?
was just
He
he
really
was just
just
joking
wants the
around.
money.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he doesn't really care what happens with that. He just wants the money.
Mhm.
But one thing in particular I want to go into the wishes, and why I want to go into wishes is the fact of the matter is it's just like I love the speech and that Peter gives Ray, right? That like
Mhm.
one just like when like Ray's walking, he sees that family and he's like look at this family, look how like how dare you this, he's like listen, they're the same as us. At the end of the day, they are the same as us, right? Like
Mhm.
they were taught like how we were taught that this is normal. This crazy, sick and twisted walk of hell is normal. And they're doing the same thing you probably would have done if you didn't get signed in. Watching this stuff occur, seeing this happen. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, that is absolutely true. Or even to the point where he gives him the speech of like, yo, revenge is not gonna be your motivate. Revenge is not gonna get you through this. If it's just for the fact of the matter that you just want revenge, you want to like waste your life. And I understand why you want it. Don't get me wrong. I understand why you want it. I understand that anger. But to take that anger and to make choices through that anger, that's not the way. And I love that speech. To the point where he even's like, take a walk with me, right? Like
Mhm.
that those because they say that a lot. They say that a lot in that in the movie, because Ray says it to Peter later down the line when a Peter's being real with him, and this well sorry when Peter's being real and kind of just being
But
like he
it's an
does,
interesting thing.
well it's like when he
Like
yeah
further on that,
yeah
right? That idea of take a walk with me. They're
mm-hmm.
saying that, right? They say that like in a way of, hey, take a walk with me, but also not just the first time you hear that line said in the movie is when Ray says that Curly. He says that to Curly to save his life.
to try and save his life because Curly did.
Trying to save his life.
Oh,
He tells him to take a walk with me. Keep walking with me. Keep walking with me. They're, the idea of walking, right? The
yeah.
whole idea is you keep walking with me and you survive. It's a way to save them, basically,
Well, true. Save
right?
well also to save
The
them from
idea
their
of
own
when they're saying
problems.
take a
Yeah,
walk with me, right?
yeah.
They're saying, let me try and save you real quick in the situation that you're going through.
True, but also it's like to it's also like take a walk as in let it go. Like when people tell you like go take a walk, like when you're angry, when you're frustrated, like it's like taking that walk, like making you like not like letting it all out there and like then and there, and then taking that long like taking that walk like to let your head cool out, let it go, all that stuff. Like that's just like that's because in the end, this is what I love, right? Because in the end, Peter and Ray are in that predicament. They're the last two alive, right? And
Mhm.
Peter's about to give up his life to save Ray. He's about to because he even though his dream matters so much more. His dream is beautiful, right? His wish can do so much good. He knows
Mhm.
that he knows and sees the goodness in Ray, and he knows he's learned something through this, and he knows that Ray's not gonna do what he set out to do with that revenge. He's gotten over it. He's fine, and like he's like I'm gonna give this up to you, like I'm doing good through this. And then when Ray picks him and says come take the walk with me, brother, come take the walk with me instead, let's not do this, let's not do this, like let's just keep on walking, me and you, to the ends of the earth. And Peter gets up and then Ray sacrifices himself from Peter. I just that line was perfect. That line was the delivery was just amazing. It was like paying him back what he did for him, like paying it forward.
Mhm.
So that's just another thing about it. But like so I'm glad that we got to this point because that's why I wanted to start with the wishes aesthetic and then get to like take a walk with me because the one thing in particular I love about this movie is that it does truly like no matter where you come from, no matter what state, and like they do even bring up the fact that like it seems like whatever state gets chosen to conduct the long walk, there's always somebody from that state. I don't know what the term they used in the movie was called, but like they're just like they're the
Your
like
home
the
state.
home state. They're like the homer, like they're the homie or the homer, like they're a home state candidate kind of situation. So no, but to my point, like no matter where you are, no matter where you're from, no matter what your position is, no matter what color, we are all equal in death. They all say like you can see that there everybody had different reasons for being there. Everybody had different strategies of how to survive, and everybody had like different religions, different ethnicities, different beliefs, and all that stuff, right? But the one thing that made them equal was this lock, which to me I feel
One
like
thing, like
okay,
I say, the one
yeah,
thing guaranteed in every human being's life
is
is
death. Yes,
death.
absolutely. And the to me the long walk really more is about that coming of age like story. Like as men progress, as we grow up, we see things out there, whether it's like promotions for different things. Like you see like all those billboards and how like they're run down everything. Like you see like we get distracted by a lot of things, whether what people are doing, what people are saying, like how they view, whether it's like things like social media, whether it's like broadcasting, all this stuff. Like as we grow, whether it's man or woman, we get so distracted. We while we're on this long walk of life, we get distracted, we get sucked into it. There's so much stuff out there, and we either like have animosity against each other, we're either fighting each other, we're either wasting time, but in reality, we are all equal. We are all equal in death. Like when you have the time to just like take like the to be in this situation of like this crazy like death game, and you're stuck with all these people, you don't know them, you don't know their backgrounds, all this stuff, all you know is that we're all stuck in this terrible situation. It builds on that where y'all build that kind of strong group, and people can either suffer from it or they can grow from it. And I like that. Like the walk was like having like that, like living that life, living that long walk. Like as like they're progressing, as like they're getting damaged, that's like them getting older. Like, I mean, I'm making it broader than it really is, but like it really, if you think about it, it's like the thought process, like when we get to like maybe like out of high school, right, we're starting to progress our life, or like when we're growing up, right, as a kid, you kind of just get that point where like you're like you realize how hard the world's gonna be and how bad the world gets. And even to Peter's point, like the world, I've seen how bad the world is, right? I've noticed it, and you can either choose to be part of the problem or you can start creating solutions.
Yeah.
And that's just another thing what I love about this movie. There was like a whole bunch of different tangents, but like that's mainly just a lot of stuff I wanted to touch on with this movie that I loved. Like it's
That's
just
beautiful.
it truly is beautiful how well like they did this. Like I a lot of it comes down to just like there's just the real life thing of like no matter what, no matter who you are at the end of the day, like how do you want to end up living your life? Like what are you gonna like what legacy are you gonna to leave? Like how like when you die, what do you want to be known for, man? Do you want to waste your time being like arguing, hating, like attacking, all this stuff, being evil, diminishing that like if like this is your last day on earth, what are you trying to do? Like even like oh this is one the person I want to bring up, Gary. Gary's character is such a good part of this, in my opinion, right? Because like at the start of the thing, right? He's trying to get in with the group. He makes a joke, but it doesn't really hit, and he kind of gets self conscious with it. So he kind of like doubles down and kind of breaks away and starts going into like more of like the problem character, right? He starts like
Yeah.
belittling people. He starts to get on people's nerves because what he really wants is just somebody to talk to. What he really wants is just to find somewhere he can belong. But he's never found that. He never found that at all throughout. Like
You
you can
can't do
tell.
it. It's a personal issue within himself,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like he wants to be able to riff with someone, talk to someone, and that person to be okay with it,
Yeah.
right? He's not able to find this sort of balance between harsh comedy and friendliness,
Yeah.
and it gets people mad. And he realizes that he can't do that, so he just keeps pushing himself into all right. If people are gonna perceive me as an asshole, I'm
I'm
gonna
going
be
to
an
an
asshole,
asshole. Exactly.
right?
And
And that's what he does. And he pushes himself and he tries to do it. And it's the first time it was rank, right? He gets rank killed because he tried to do that. And you can see, oh, this tactic I was going to try and
yeah.
use and persuade myself that was negative and terrible has this
Yeah.
effect on him where he can't keep doing it
Nope.
again. He'll
Yeah.
try, but it's messes him up from then on. That
Yeah.
no, I can't keep doing that. It's messed up what I did, and I cannot face the actions of my consequences.
Absolutely. Because then he realizes that this stuff has consequences, and then he also just realizes that, and the thing that he's trying to do to make him make friends and be with people is making him even more lonely. And at the end, like his death at the end, like I wasn't sad, but I understood why they did it that way. I understood it perfectly, especially just for the fact of like he didn't want to die being known as like a bad guy amongst them. He didn't want to die that way. That's why he was like so adamant. I was like, why didn't y'all ask me if I wanted to like take care of his wife? Like legitly, I would have been down to like, please don't think of me as like this bad guy. Like I know what I've done, I know what I said, but I really did not mean for that dude to die. It's even the point where like when that kid falls and he can't get up, right? Even he tells him to get up because he was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, get up. Like, do not die from this, bro. Because I at first I thought he was doing that on purpose to get that kid dead, right? Even though to be fair, I don't think I mean I know they knew they were gonna die if they stopped, but at the same time, like I don't think they were expecting it to happen that fast, that quickly. So when that kid dies, he's the first one to die, and he sees that, bro. And then like when he's at the end, when he's like, "Yo, listen, like I didn't really mean to do that. Like I promise you, I'm not that bad of a guy. Like please don't think I'm that bad of a guy." And then he kills himself afterwards. I was like, it really hit him hard. Like he like because they're all like some of them are like everybody is this is like their last day on Earth basically. For all of them, technically this is their last day on Earth, right? So he didn't want to leave that he didn't want to die being known as the jerk, being like that was the rest of like that was the last thing that he did on this earth was get that kid killed and be a jerk and not be a part of the group. He got to be a part of the group, and that's when he killed himself. That's when he was done. I know it was a crazy thing, and I agree with them. Like I was like, why did he do it that way? But I at some point I also understand it. It was like because to be fair, also when they were whispering and he was feeling like they weren't really feeling with what he was trying to say, and like he was maybe he was kind of worried that they were gonna say no. Like he just had to end it there. He had to end it there and be like, at least I guess died semblance of at least saying sorry. But it's just crazy because like that's how he spent the last of his life, being that kind of like disruption, being that kind of ridiculousness. And for the other loners, like Billy and where's the other character? This is another good character. Oh, Collie's character, Billy and Collie's character, they both hands down would be like the person like you would like you would think we would. Like, both their characters. They both are, like, the loner. Like, they don't want to really mess with nobody. They're not really trying to talk to nobody. They're just trying to do their thing and survive, right? And and one thing about both their characters is that even though to me, I would say that they were kind of like probably like the strongest, like the most fit. Like you would see, like you would think that they would win, right? And the fact that they lose, but the way in which they both like lose, I just think is like is interesting stuff. Like everybody died, and like everybody like not well, not everybody dies, of course. Like I mean, of course, Peter wins. We don't know what happens to him after he kills the Major, but like it's just that was their last. That was like their last time on this earth, right? And whatever choices they make, that's gonna be how people remember them in their last moments. So it's beautiful to see how at the start of it they're all like loners, they're all bad, all three of them, right? They're all the villains of the story, basically. Well, not really. Collie. Collie's just kind of like the neutral. Like he's just like a jerk.
Neutral.
He's just a jerk. Like
Even
yeah,
even Barkovich, he's not really a
yeah.
villain. He's just a bit of an antagonistic figure,
Yeah, same thing
right?
with Billy. Yeah, they're just like antagonists, but like they're not like we really want y'all out. It's like we're just talking to talk. Like they just talk a big game. But it's just after like as they progress, you see like for instance, um Collie and Peter and Ray have a real talk where he even just tells them that like literally Hank had a wife and he's like telling them like real stuff about his life and like they have that agreement to like take care of his wife, all three of them together. And he wasn't even a part of the Musketeers. He wasn't even a part of the Musketeers, but he was still like
You know?
he was still real with them and I respected him for that. Or the fact that he was like, nah, screw this. I'm gonna like take that charge, try it out. He literally got the gun, took out one of the
Yeah,
soldiers.
shot
He did get shot, but
Kurt Russell.
he fought tooth and nail at the end. He wasn't a sheep. He didn't just fall. He just didn't follow the herd. He fought tooth and nail. He died, but he was strong enough to fight for it. And I respect Collie Parker. I respect that. I respect his character, and I do think that Joshua, his actor, did an amazing job for his character. I think he did a great job, especially also with like Billy's character, because like Billy also is like you even said this yourself. Like that's the like I want you to go into your part about the whole rabbit thing for a second. Like when he refers to himself as the rabbit, like go into like what you told me about that for a second, because there's a part in it I want to bring up. But majority of what I'm gonna like go into is just the fact that like Billy was like the kind of guy you would expect to bet on. Like you would think he was gonna win. Like the way he was built, even all of them were looking at him when they all came to like sit down and like talk a little bit before the thing started. They're looking at Billy and he's like he man decked out. He got the muscles. He looked like he could walk for days.
He's classic soldier boy
Exactly, like
things,
bro, like
right?
this bull looked like he could go in the he could spend 40 years in the wilderness and not even care. like that's how built different he looked, right? But then at the end, and I know you bring this up, so I'm just gonna let you go into like the whole rabbit thing. Like explain the rabbit thing a little bit real quick.
It's a twofold thing, right?
Yeah.
So partially, there's one thing for everything. It's Billy saw himself being the Major's son. I'm outside the loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
He saw himself outside the loop. He didn't think, I'm not one of these dogs you bet on to run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the person who actually wins, right?
Yeah.
That's one fold with it. The other fold with it is very much the psychological effect that he feels that he's having on uh, Garrity and Peter, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he's seen them because they're the last three at this point, and he's seen how far they've come, how far they go, and even like he says, "Hey, at this point, we gotta stop helping each other," and they don't listen to him, even though they said, "Yeah, let's stop helping each other." They still helped each other either way, even after they said, "Let's stop helping each other," right?
Yeah.
And he sees at this point that the only reason that these two are actually going is because they just don't want him to win, right? They're the dogs, he's the rabbit. He's the rabbit in front that's making them continue to run this race.
Mm.
And he knows if I stop running this race, one of them will end it. And I would rather it be one of them because realistically, my dream, my wish will not come true.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And he was very much correct. The second they got it. Second, they had the chance. When it's just the two of them, they easily just sacrifice themselves for each other. And it's
Yeah.
really interesting that he already Billy, he had his whole mentality, his whole thought process was correct
Mm-hmm.
on the events that would play out too. But he is indeed, yeah, he is the metal rabbit.
Yeah, but and thank you for saying that. And I'm not saying but because anything you said was wrong. I'm just saying, and actually, I should just say add and then, and just with that, just like the main reason why I wanted to bring up just the fact that also like just I love the fact that at the end, like when Billy does end it, right? It's like, you remember remember the thing he gave? It's like I like it's like one thing I love is like the rain. It was something about that, and like the fact of the matter is like the rain like goes off right after he dies. I thought that was beautiful. I don't know why. It was like heaven was opening up for Billy or something. I don't know. It's just like you could tell one thing in particular I could tell about all these characters, bro. Is like I don't know why it seemed like they all needed somebody. Like it seemed like I don't know what went on in their lives, but it seems like they all at least needed somebody like in their life. Like they needed
They're
somebody
in
to show that they
economic,
cared.
yeah, they're
Well,
in
I know,
economic
yeah, they're in
downfall.
an economic downpour, but it's like it's like all every single guy in there was I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like it seems all of them are missing something, and for some reason they found it amongst each other. It's just that brotherhood, man. It's like it's something about it. I don't know, cause like I just love it. I just like it truly was a brotherhood type of like a movie you would see with the boys, bro. Like it's hands down
Like
it was
Stand By Me.
yeah. Oh yes, yes. Perfect example. Perfect example. Just like that. Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, you just brought back Amachi. You're goaded. You're so goaded. But yes, this is just like how Stand By Me felt. Just it felt just like that. Especially like that one speech about like how it's like if you're well how did it go like the it's like every like was it everybody's weird something's like how do you say it? Like I don't know, man, sometimes I feel like I'm weird. Okay, yeah, so what, you're weird, I'm weird, so whatever he says in the in Stand By Me, it just it's just that brotherhood, man, that just like staying with each other, walking through hell together, and it was a great movie, man. It was just so it was so fire. um Anything else you want to bring up going forward with anything else you want to add?
I would go over we go over Ray's disposition to life, right? His whole motive, his identity, and even just the reason
Yeah.
why he gave up.
Well, okay, yeah. Let's yeah. We didn't really touch. We had kind of touched on it a little bit because we just kind of talked about like the beauty of like the conversation between him and Peter about his vengeance. But like yeah, because for my dear viewers, right, as you know, right, Ray's dad showed him the world that was banned, like all the banned books, all the banned videos, all the banned music. He showed him all of it, right? But his dad ends up dying because of it, like showing him all that contraband. And instead of like swearing his leniency and his loyalty to like the government, he
Yeah,
decided
yeah.
yeah to the government. I'm just gonna go for the government because really it's more like the government kind of situation is running
I
it
know he
right now.
said, but they specifically said pledge allegiance back to America, and he didn't
Back
do it.
okay, yeah, okay, fine. But pledge allegiance back to them. He doesn't do it, and then that's how he dies. Peter hits him with like he chose to leave you kind of situation. I to be fair, I understand why he chose to die was because he was trying to show his son like to stand up for what's right kind of situation, like to stand up that to say that this kind of situation, all this music, like all this stuff isn't as bad as they're saying. Like you should stand up for when things are wrong. I get that, but at the same time, you shouldn't like there are people out there that need you, love you, and like I swear to you, like even to the point where like his mom was like, if your father was here, and he said, well, he's not, mom, and like we need this. Like he put them in a bad position. Like
Mm.
honestly, financially, he put them in a bad position with the choices that he made. And then Ray kind of trying to make the same choices, giving up his life, leaving his mother alone, just to get vengeance. Like to this day, for the rest of my life, bro, I'm gonna be thinking back to Peter just saying like, yo, you need to lock out of it, bro. You need to lock out of this vengeance. This is not gonna feel you. This is not gonna be what you need. That is you're not winning anything. You're not winning anything by doing that. You're not doing anybody any favors by doing that. And I just love that. So I would just bring like I'm glad you want to just shine light on that and we can go back into that. But like yeah.
I
But yeah, you wanted to say something
expand on
though.
that.
You wanted
Yeah.
to say it, yeah. So go into it.
It's an interesting opinion, right? So Ray's dad is very much the type of man, right? That if he was killed, and like broad daylight, where people could see it.
Mm-hmm.
He is that his death would invoke a certain type of change, right? They're obviously living in a very fascist kind of dictatorship
Yeah.
going on right now that would ban such works, that would say, hey, censor all this stuff because we don't want people knowing or even thinking about this stuff now, right? Like, and that's very interesting. He's going against the grain. He's going, no, it's not as bad as it seems. Engage with the works and the material, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, I think it's a very interesting thing here. He is stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows his death won't change anything. He's just doing it to show an example for his son. What he could really be doing is being there for his son, which is what Peter harps on. You're just doing what your dad did by going after this thing that will most likely get you killed instead of staying with your loved ones,
Yeah.
right? If he decided to swear allegiance to America, he didn't have to mean it. He didn't have to mean it. He could have done it, gone on, lived, and taken care of his family while also continuing to preach and engage with the materials that he was under scrutiny for in the first place. But he didn't want to do it because he couldn't. It's a thing in him that he could not do, right?
Well, yeah,
And
because
it's admirable, but it's stupid. He should have prioritized his life and his family first to invoke real change.
true, true. Because
Can't die
yeah,
dying in front of no one.
yeah. You can't make
Which is
change if you're
goes
dead.
back on
And the,
Ray's decision at the end, right?
yeah.
It's Ray and Peter's decision at the end. Peter, right? Ray wants to kill the major, right? And he even says this to Peter. Peter says, maybe they'll just shoot you right there. After you do that, then you'll be dead. And Ray goes, maybe they won't. I don't know. It's uncharted territory.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. It's uncharted territory. It's very much a system in where this major definitely controls a lot of the way people think, especially the way his men think about what's good. There's no one who's really going to be challenging. Hey, what does the rulebook say in terms of this, except for the man who's in charge of enforcing it right now, right? Which goes on to his decision at the end to take on Ray's dream and also kind of enact his dream because his dream is to make things better somehow.
Yeah.
What he wants to do with his wish, right? And there's a bit of vengeance when he shoots the major, but there's also a bit of, like he says, Major says, don't you want to do some good with your wish? He thinks, this is a good thing to do with my wish, to kill this man who incites pain,
Yeah.
right? Inflicts pain. He's not doing this. Major is not doing anything he's doing for the good of anything. What he's doing is propagating a system where he kills 50 people a year,
Mm-hmm.
or 49 people a year, technically, right? It's not good. This system where we kill people to say, hey, look how great we are, isn't a good system. And it's very interesting that Ray decides to take that shot. He could have very well tried to let it go and not let vengeance take him over. But it also goes into a bit of
You mean Peter?
Peter, yeah.
Yeah.
Peter. It also goes into something you could call a bit of hypocrisy on Peter's part. Because Peter cannot understand the entirety of what Ray wants to do and why Ray wants to do it because he hasn't felt that same sort of hate against this man that Ray feels against the Major. And when he feels it, he takes the shot.
Yeah. Because
He
never.
also
Yeah.
does good taking the shot.
Yeah. I mean, also to your point, this is one thing I want to bring up because you like what you just said like a few minutes ago. Like he never felt that closeness. Like literally, he always says that in the movie. He's never had a brother until this moment. To even the point where like his original wish was going to be like to do some good, but then he changed his wish because he was gonna wish that like there could be two winners for the long walk.
Absolutely, you can't do that.
Yeah. But
Because there are rules to the wishes. The rules are one of the rules being that you cannot make a wish that uh, intervenes with political
yeah, but
procedures.
I understand that. I understand that much. But what I'm mainly just bringing up is the fact that, like, to your point, yeah, he would, yes, it was hypocritical for him to kill the Major, but like he does end up actually doing good by taking out the major. And the fact of
Yeah,
the
I'm
matter
saying he's
is,
doing good. Yeah.
yeah. But what I'm also saying is like the reason why kind of things change is because he finally knew, like he finally gets to know what it feels like to have somebody and connect with somebody on that deep level, to care that much
Mhm.
about somebody, to want to do something that yes could cause a lot of problems, but to have that feeling, to have that urgency, to have that anger and frustration, he finally gets that because he never had that with like people in his family because they abused him and just like would leave him and all that stuff, and he just never had that like close knit
He's
thing until he met Ray. So
mhm,
I just like it's also just beautiful with that. It's interesting to just see that as well.
mhm.
Yeah, but that I would say just hands down, please, just I hope that y'all just put in the comments like what y'all thought of the movie, who was y'all favorite character, what did y'all think about everything going forward with the movie, would y'all have done the long walk? Like, oh yeah, this is what I guess yeah, this should be the last thing I'll just ask. Machi, would you have signed up for the long walk?
No,
Honestly, me either. Nope, absolutely not.
no, I wouldn't have because, well, mainly this is goes into perspective, right? The reason they
Mm-hmm.
signed up for the long walk is the same reason everybody in that world signed up for the long walk, because they've been brainwashed or groomed into believing this is good.
Mm-hmm.
This is good for society. The whole society is formed as the military in that world has put in the idea that, yo, it's good to enlist yourself into this service, which is it's interesting because it's also serves for a very good metaphor or analogy for what was it? War, right? What was it? It would be the Vietnam War around this
Mm-hmm.
point that Stephen King would be writing about,
Yeah.
right? Of how people would just draft themselves into the Vietnam War and just the horrors of going to that type of service, or even the patriotism that was seen to tell people, yo, go fight in the war, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is very good. It's an easy critique that you could see on that. You could even see it all the way back to World War II, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, look how we're telling you this is great. You should go die for your country right here. But when you're dead, you're dead. There's not much change you can do after you're dead.
True. True. As for me, I just definitely would not join the long walk. I do understand the benefits, but at the same time, like I know for a fact, I definitely would not make it. I definitely would not make it. I would not be able to, like, unless I had somebody like Peter, like Ray. I'm not making it. But let us just know in the comments, my dear viewers, if y'all would sign up for the long walk. There are definitely some people out there that would definitely sign up for the long walk. I'm not even joking, but just let us know in the comments who's your favorite character. We just saw up for the long walk. How y'all felt about each character? How y'all felt about the wishes? What would your wish be? Oh, that's a good one. What would your wish be? Hands down. Let us know. My wish probably would be if I had to think, I would say my wish would just definitely like no matter what I guess just like give out as much food as you can to any like to every like starving country, something like that. Like give out as much food as you can. Like I would probably go for that. Like if it's like if the long walk is just centered around America and you can't do stuff in other countries, then I would just say that honestly yeah, just like to give as much or either give like more food out to like definitely like the people that are probably suffering economically or financially, or honestly ask to get the if it was about a revenge thing, ask the like literally get the major fired like dead on, because it's not like that would, because they would just have somebody new handle like the long walk after that. But like if I was trying to get revenge, I would probably just either like make him like take all his money or just like make him get fired if I had to choose from between those ones. But yeah, just let us know in the comments, Machi. What about you? What were your like? What would you wish? That's how I'm gonna end it off. Like, what would you wish for?
I have to go with Arthur. I'd want to go to the moon.
You would go to the moon?
Go to the
Ah,
moon. Like I'm not going to spend my money. Something. The real trick is right. This is the
mm-hmm.
hard thing is something that money can't really buy,
Yeah,
or something that you don't want to spend your money on that will
mm-hmm.
deplete your money. So you'd want to do something that costs a lot of money that you don't want to pay for, or something that you can't get with money.
Yeah, I got you. All right. Well, in any case, my dear viewers, that has been our review of The Long Walk. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all will come back more and more because we have a lot more movies to review, a lot more movies to talk about, and a lot more conversations to have with y'all. But as always, it is the Connoisseur, E-Man, and
Master Cinema, Machi.
Perfecto. Good night, good morning, and good afternoon. Peace out, my dear viewers.